Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. What's up?
Hey y'all.
First of all, what we went through to just be here right now, that is another story for another day. If you see me sweating bullets, we just gonna ignore it. Okay? The AC in my house is actually booming.
Y'all hot because we done fan y'all.
But today I'm here with my sis Effendi, and we're just gonna do a post-quarantine questionnaire. Like, outside is open, we're going through like phases, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, but for the most part outside is open, and so we thought it'd just be a perfect opportunity to talk about what we learned during quarantine.
Yes, I'm super excited. I feel like I learned so much. I got like probably 2 pages worth of things that I learned. I'm happy to be on the famous AF Men show.
But you know, manifestation.
Not dragging it. She's lit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get straight into it. So you go first. Let us know like what you learned. What's one of the things you learned during quarantine?
All right, so straight off the back, one of the things I learned is how to take care of my natural hair. As y'all can see, y'all know my bun, my little puff.
You learned it?
I really learned. I've been natural for about 5 years. Never
she
like
literally called me
my
the
hair.
other day trying to figure out what to do with her hair. So it's official. You.
It's official.
Okay.
I'm like really a natural girl now. Before I was like natural and dry. You know, another natural sister probably would have never complimented me in the street.
You can even still see her perm.
No.
Yes, you can.
Don't disrespect me. This was heat damage.
Oh.
I've been natural for about 5 years.
Oh.
So this is heat damage. Yeah. So I had like a side part.
So you have the testimony hanging off your head. One of the things that I learned, or not learned, but one of the things quarantine forced me to do was to talk to people outside of the norm. So Effendi is like one of the examples. Like, we were cool though, but it wasn't until quarantine that like we became closer.
Yeah.
And I got to know more about her and all that kind of stuff, and we started hanging out more. So yeah, quarantine just forced me, not only Effendi, but quarantine has forced me to, I don't want to say make friends because we were already friends, but just be intentional about cultivating those relationships that I already had but not were just high and by, and turning them into more in-depth relationships that people I can call in times of danger, in times of need, just wanting to laugh or wanting to study with or wanting to pray with or anything of that nature. So yeah, I thank God for quarantine for that.
Yeah, I thank God too, because the sleepover, we actually had a sleepover. It would have never happened because outside of quarantine, everyone's kind of like busy and on the go. Busy. You know, so I feel like quarantine helped us to become more creative in a sense. Like, oh, let's you know, we haven't seen each other in a minute. Let's actually have a sleepover. So
quarantine has forced everybody to be creative. Like these picnics,
girl.
First of all, y'all are it. These picnics I've been seeing with the color coordination, pizza, drinks, like everything is popping, fruits on deck.
Listen,
I'm like, oh
everybody
wow.
Been doing paint and sip in the house now. We did it for Mother's Day.
And even what's it called? Dang, these indoor birthday parties I've been seeing, like wow.
Listen, it forced us to become, like you said, more creative and think outside the box.
And just care more for physical touch. Like instead of being on your phone, just other ways to make people happy. Like I don't know, physically. Like just not everything is social or techie or media, but it's just like, hey sis, or let me buy you something, or you know.
I learned how to make curry chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
What did I learn how to make? One thing I learned during quarantine that for real, this thing that we call Christianity, it's all about you and the effort you put into it. Like going to church is great, being around believers is great, but what happens when it's just you? Yeah. Like what happens when you can't go to church to get the word you need for the week, or like you can't be around people 24/7, or like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like what's the God that who's the God that you know by yourself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we know God level 1 and then we get the level 10 when we go to church. But then you come back home and there's no church and all you know is the level 1 God. You don't know the God who can heal. All you know is the God who loves you. But you don't know the God that heals you. You don't know the God that protects you or delivers you. So it's like, if it really took me to another level of my relationship with Christ, whereby, bruh, all I have is Christ, bruh. this going to church and everything is the icing on top.
He your best friend.
But I don't think you get it.
Listen, imagine if we came out of quarantine, everybody in church was just building on their own personal relationship with Christ. And then we all came to church on fire from our own personal encounters. That building would be crazy.
It is going to be crazy.
It is.
Listen, 215 Henry Street, let me tell you.
There.
If you don't have a place to go, a place of worship, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, no funny jump. Please come to my church.
Please.
Like, come and experience the God of KFT. Like, I don't care where you live. And I only say that because I used to drive from DC to Connecticut every single week, and like I never used to be in school. I was even looking through my memories the other day, like, damn, I don't got no memories at school because I used to stay at church, but it was worth it. And so if you need a church home, church family, KFT.
Listen, we about to open back up, and we having a whole 3-day weekend. We getting hotels, we getting
July
homes.
10th to July 12th.
Yep,
we lit.
We staying with our sisters. Like, we don't stop. We don't stop. Everybody's staying in the hotel.
It's cool. We lit. That's all I gotta say. Another thing I actually learned is I can keep myself company.
Right.
Like, I'm funny.
Yeah.
And I'm really funny.
You are funny.
And I'm lit.
Me too.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm lit. Like, I'm cool with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, like.
Exactly. This really forced us to enjoy our own company. Not every time were you able to just get up and go or say I'm out here, because you gotta use wisdom at the end of the day. Like, you know, so it forced you to not only get along with yourself, but now get along with your family. Now start conversation, now sit at the table, now laugh with family, you know. So quarantine was very intentional.
Oh, I don't know if we already said this. We kind of touched on it, but it did teach me to think about ways I can appreciate my friends more. So like, any little thing I could do, because I couldn't see them physically, or any little thing that I could do to remember them, or to text them, or to send them, like to make them laugh, or to just be like, hey, you know, I'm still here for you, or something like that.
That's
like,
good.
Yeah.
I think another thing quarantine taught me is to appreciate church more. So I think another thing quarantine taught me was to appreciate church more. You realize that we go so often that sometimes you might think that emotions. Like, oh, I was late today, or oh, I didn't take opening prayer serious, or when they pull you up to dance in the front for praise, you like, it's okay, I'll stay here. But now when I go back, you gonna catch me in the front every time. You might just tell me to sit down.
I'm crying.
You know, so it was things like that. I was like, oh, I never take advantage of that again. You know, or never miss another fire night. Like, I don't care how tired I am, I'm running there, because I remember when we couldn't go. So.
The corporate experience, because a lot of people always say, oh, I am the church, so I don't need to go to a physical building to like the corporate experience. There's nothing like the corporate experience, bro. There's nothing like the disciples, the believers being together in one room and experiencing the wind of God.
Accord.
Like, bro, like,
It's
like it's different. It's wind. Fire, wind, rushing wind, drums, like everything about being in that corporate experience is just, because think about it, there's different facets of God. So there's a facet of God that you experience when you come and believe it, and there's a facet of God that you experience by yourself.
Right.
They're all perfect, powerful, and beautiful.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying? You can't negate the other. They come in a package.
Exactly. Because it's like, when it's a corporate experience, now you just looking at everybody like, yo, you felt that? You felt that? We felt that.
Together.
Like, we can't deny that the presence was here.
Yeah. And I know a lot of the times when we go to programs at church and we go back to our hotel rooms, it's just like, when we're talking, it's like, yo, and this happened to me, and you could be like, oh, and this too.
You're not in it alone.
Yeah. Or even if you're an unbeliever and you're in the midst of that corporate experience, you can't doubt the power of God after that. Or let's say, sometimes, like, even when I was younger, in the midst of a corporate experience, when I see other people catch the gift of tongues, it will make it real to me that, okay, I can get it too.
Right.
Or like, you know what I'm saying? So the corporate experience is just something I would never, ever, ever take for granted.
Exactly. I think another thing I learned during quarantine is better time management. So quarantine exposed to me that, listen, I got all this time on my hands, and what am I doing with it? So I think something that I learned was to actually write a schedule, hour by hour, of things that I needed to do. And it helped me focus on getting up earlier too, just like taking advantage of things like nature. So like enjoying your backyard, the backyard of your house, and enjoying like walking around your neighborhood, and just like being more intentional with time.
I think for me, I always made to-do lists, and like I like having that organization throughout the day.
Yeah.
But I think it put it into perspective. Like, okay, you had this to-do list, but what were you actually doing on the to-do list?
Exactly.
Like, what were you actually checking off? Because when outside was out and about, you could easily be kept busy by something else, so it felt like you were doing something. But the fact that you're at home, it's like, you definitely didn't do this, because you laying down, you not like, you know what I'm saying, you just feel dumb because you really looking at yourself not doing nothing. So yeah, it just put time into perspective. Now I'm just like doing stuff and checking it off and then taking a nap, because I remember when quarantine first started, first of all, going on my laptop was a to-do on its own. So after opening my laptop, I'd be like, whew, that was a lot of work. Time to take a nap now.
That was a step.
That was a lot.
Listen, I remember the first time I made the schedule, I'm like, okay, you gotta do laundry, you gotta do your hair, you gotta watch this conference video. Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot.
Oh, that brings me to another point. This quarantine, it was like a self-investment conference that we all low-key pay for, but we don't know we pay for. Like, quarantine was low-key a free conference ticket to self-investment.
That's true.
Because everybody invested in themselves one way or another. Whether it was watching services online,
that's true.
Whether it was paying for an online conference, or watching different types of videos, how-tos, how to record, how to edit, whether it was looking online, seeing how other bloggers do stuff, or like anything at all, some way, shape, or form, someone invested in themselves. Exactly. Going to school, or the fact that you couldn't go to school physically, so now you have to do more to learn more. Like, everyone invested in themselves spiritually, physically. A lot of people was working out, doing home workouts. Now people want to get more fit, and there was like a burst of getting fit. Like, everyone is investing in themselves some way or another.
Mothers, even like watching my sister, you realize that they now have to stretch to a new capacity, because like now you gotta work. Like, I watched her do school online for her master's program, watch her son, because you know daycares and everything closed, and still go to work full-time because Mercy, the bank, stayed open. So Chase Bank was open, and she still had to go to work.
So she physically went to work?
She physically went to work.
For real?
Yeah. I had a question. What is something, now that we're coming out of quarantine, what is something you wish you would have did? Because I know we didn't have enough time. Yes, we didn't have enough time to do everything we wish we would have did.
I think I probably wish I would have did more research. When it comes to my career, like school, I think I wish I would have done more research. And some there's like, my English not coming. I wish I would have done more research. Yeah. When it comes to Effendi. When it comes to school, like continuing my career, just exploring different things and finding out the steps to get to those stages and places. Yeah.
I wish I would have did more reading. Like, I literally got like 3 books. One, The Power of Habit. Another book, Best Year Ever. And I wish I would have just took the time out to discipline myself to like read those books at least for an hour a day, you know?
But you can still do that.
Yeah, I can. But it's just, I mean, like, you still be looking back like, yo, I had nothing but time.
Yeah.
And then now.
And that's so crazy. Like, we're faced with nothing but time, but still we just be.
Yeah, we be sabotaging our own selves. Lord, save us from ourselves. May we take advantage of every hour. For real.
Every minute.
Every minute. Every second.
Every millisecond.
Okay.
Well, what are some things that you enjoyed doing during quarantine? What are some things that you learned during quarantine? I mean, this is not everything, but these are some of the things that we learned, and we just wanted to share with you guys. We hope that you enjoyed this video.
Yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed.
Anyways, see you in our next video where we're just gonna be chatting it up.
Yeah.
You know, no topic, like just free balling.
Chilling.
Oh my God,
letting them go.
Next episode.